ADOT served with 2 notices of claim. That's the first step in a lawsuit, totaling $56 million. Hello and thank you for joining us for 12 News at 6. I'm Troy Hayden.
I'm Mark Curtis. Caribe has the night off. Now this comes in the wake of a deadly crash that the victims' families blame on the state and a faulty guardrail system. 12 News journalist Colleen Sikora has been reporting on this and the ongoing issues with this specific guardrail for months.
And you have some new documents for us. What's in them?
Yeah, well, what these documents actually show is confirming a lot of the reporting that we've done. And it also gives us new insight into the crash and claims that the guardrail in question wasn't tested to I-17's speed limit. February 4th, 2024 on I-17 south of Cordis Junction.
I just think about like the second we make contact. I remember it coming through the car like this.
A guardrail with a documented history of spearing into cars.
I would expect that outcome because we've seen it over and over.
Believed to have done just that, killing Jackson Elliott and severely injuring Jet Weinstein, costing him his right leg.
It would be an absolute joke to suggest that the guardrail in Jet's case performed as it's supposed to.
Now, notices of claim seek a $20 million settlement for Jackson's mother and a total of $36 million for Jet and his family. The documents accuse ADOT in the state of Arizona of negligence for leaving the guardrail, called the ET Plus, on the roads. ADOT tells 12 News it does not comment on litigation.
To pierce the car, as it did in this instance, is precisely what it's not supposed to do.
On that Sunday, witnesses describe how the car Jackson Elliott was driving with Jet Weinstein in the passenger seat started drifting from the left lane to the right and then to the shoulder. A DPS trooper describing one witness's account of the crash saying, after about a second of traveling in the right shoulder, the car's brake lights came on. He said the car could not get back on the highway. Witness slowed down and saw the car start to spin to the left and hit the guardrail. The guardrail went through the passenger door and out the driver's door.
I was laying on my lap just like this. I couldn't move it.
Jackson died on scene.
It provides such a narrow level of protection.
Steve Eimers, an advocate for guardrail safety, telling 12 News in February following the crash, these guardrails aren't designed for this.
Most of our guardrail systems are designed essentially to perform well when hit head on, just directly head on.
But the ET Plus specifically has a controversial history.
Did this guardrail perform as you would expect it to?
Yes, it did. It performed how I would expect it to, which is not well.
The attorney for Jackson's mother describing the guardrail as a metal high-speed projectile capable of piercing steel doors like a knife does with butter, brutally devastating all within its path. It's what critics have described as a design flaw in Trinity Industries' ET Plus guardrail, known for about a decade. Trinity previously telling 12 News it stands by the ET Plus guardrail, saying it's the most tested highway safety product of its kind. As 12 News first reported following the February crash, ADOT removed this type of guardrail from their approved products list back in 2014 and haven't installed any more since then. However, records obtained by 12 News show more than 4,000 remain along roadsides throughout Arizona. In the new notices of claim, attorneys say ADOT and the state failed to inspect, replace, and/or modify a known defective end terminal and guardrail. This was done knowing that the guardrail and end terminal are tested and rated for speeds no more than 62 miles per hour. The speed limit on I-17 in this location is 75.
On high-speed locations, especially like this impact location, this is a product that we need to pull off the roadside.
And again, these guardrails are up across the country, and the state of Missouri had a class action lawsuit actually against Trinity. They settled that in 2022 for $56 million to get those guardrails found and replaced there. Arizona has not taken that action, but coincidentally, these notices are actually seeking the same amount from Arizona, that $56 million.
All right, so people watching this story, Colleen, I think will say, look, if Arizona's known about it for this long. Why haven't they taken them down?
Yeah, so they basically say that they rely on the Federal Highway Administration's investigation from 2014 that found that these met the applicable safety criteria, and so they can stay on the roads. They only replace them when they're hit, damaged, or new construction comes through.
So they're not being proactive on this. 62 miles an hour. Who drives 62 miles an hour anywhere? It's amazing they even manufactured these rated for that. But you mentioned Missouri. They are being proactive.
Right, yeah. So they've got this settlement. They're still working on kind of all the details to work to get these pulled off the roads, but they're a little bit different than ADOT. We know exactly where all of these are on the roads. They're on 60, the 202, the 10. Missouri, they don't know where these are, so they've got to find them, and that'll be part of the settlement to find them and replace them.
Colleen, thank you.
Thanks.
Good reporting.